warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Atika and I am with Sarwititi Sarwoprasojo, Juara Pelubis Arya Hadi Darmawan, and Anissa Utami Seminar from IPB University to share our research on stakeholder support for riparian groups in urban river management. The study focused on communication and collaboration challenges in South Kalimantan, Indonesia. Okay, how about urban rivers in South Kalimantan? Banjarmasin is a unique city. 290 rivers flow through it. This waterway and central to the city identity and daily life. But unfortunately, they are facing serious challenges. We are seeing a river function degradation from multiple sources. Recognizing the problems, the local government launched a program called Maharagu Sungai. Maharagu means to care for in the local language. The program aims to mobilize riparian community to work together in maintaining the rivers. Before I share our finding, let me clarify what we mean by stakeholder support. In environmental management, stakeholders typically come from three sectors. First, the civil sector. This includes NGO, environmental groups, and community organizations. Second, the private sector, business and media outlets. And third, the public sector, government agency at various levels. Previous research has shown us some important patterns. For instance, stakeholders are often more willing to provide advisory support than financial support, and limited communication between communities and government was a major obstacle. Okay, we want to understand not just whether support exists, but how strong it is, how it varies across different groups, and which stakeholders are providing what types of. Okay, we focus on riparian groups formed in 2022 and 2023. Out of all the groups formed during this period that were still active, we studied 31 groups. We used a questionnaire with a 7-point semantic differential scale, asking respondents to rate support from various stakeholders from weak to strong. For our analysis, we used two approaches. First, descriptive statistics to show overall support level. Second, and this is important, we use hierarchical linear modeling or HLM. We choose HLM because our data has a structured individuals harnessed within group. The result here are quite sobering. Looking at this chart, you can see that 90% of the riparian groups, that's the vast majority, are operating with low stakeholder support. Only 10 receive moderate support, heavily on their own internal resource and member commitment with very little help from the outside. When we break down support by sector, clear imbalance emerge. As you can see in this chart, the public sector provides the highest support, but notice even this high score is still below the midpoint of our 7-point scale. The civil sector and the private sector saw the lowest engagement. In the public sector, sub-district office, what we call kelurahan, provide the strongest support, followed by environmental agency. This agency provides financial allocation about 2 million rupiah per year to each groups, plus equipment and replacement during activities. But here's the catch. This support is mostly limited to basic financial input and equipment. There's very little capacity building, training, or systematic evaluation. In the civil sector, the river care community and the green community help with river cleaning events and awareness campaigns, but their support is sporadic rather than systematic. The private sector saw the weakest engagement, media outlet, and local business. Some groups get occasional financial contribution from nearby business or news coverage from local media. But this is far from the sustained partnership we hope to see. No, here's where our statistical analysis becomes really interesting. The HLM result show that stakeholder support varies significant across group. Look at the variance component. The variance between group in 212.87, which is actually higher than the variance within group at 148.17. Okay, let me summarize our finding. First, overall support levels are low. Second, support is unevenly. Second, support is unevenly distributed across sector. Third, there is significant variation between group. 59% of the variance occurs at the group level. And here is critical gap we identified. Capacity building, monitoring, and evaluation support are rarely provided. Yet these are exactly the elements that can transform short-term activity into long-term sustainability. For policy and practice, there are four. For theory and research, these studies saw the importance of group-level analysis. The high ICC validated treating this community organization as meaningful units, not just collection of individuals. We are also extending stakeholder theory into urban context. And for sustainable development more broadly, enhanced communication and collaboration are critical. Community-based river management can success without supportive ecosystem. Thank you for your attention.